What is your father's name? It's a simple question, Lieutenant. No reason not to answer unless you want to bleed. What is your father's name?
Dad.
How about brothers or sisters? You got any of them?
Dick, Jane, and Spot.
You hungry, O'Neill? What's your favorite food, honey? Maybe we could get you something to eat.
Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham.
Why didn't you carry out your wounded, Lieutenant? Was he too heavy? Or were you just plain chicken shit?
You're not getting anything out of me.
BlazeBodyz! What's up, everyone? Here we are again. Thank you for your understanding. A lot going on. No excuses. Here we are. Time to talk. Listen, if you do not live a sheltered life and all you do is work and go home and collapse and then repeat every day, you're probably watching the news. And in the news recently is an amazing, an incredible thing that just happened. 2 women have just graduated Army Ranger School. That is incredible. Now, I don't know if you are aware of what is entailed when one goes through Army Ranger School. And I don't think most people know the difference. They assume it's just boot camp from like Marine Corps boot camp or Army boot camp or Navy boot camp. No, basic training, as far as the Marine Corps, is incredibly challenging. It's the drop-off rate in my graduating class was a 50% drop-off rate. We started off with 60 people, 60 very scared recruits, and eventually about 30 of us graduated. It was incredibly tough. I liked it because I'm not normal, but it was one of the most incredibly challenging things I've ever done in my entire life. But that was just basic training. And regular Army basic training, you know, us jarheads, Marines, we joke around like we're the toughest, basic training boot camp, whatever. Army boot camp basic training is really hard. It's just as crazy. It's people just don't know. Now, when you take it to the next level, and you start going Ranger or anything pertaining to the Special Forces, it is times 10 in intensity and challenge. It is incredibly tough. Now, there's never ever been a woman who has made it, or been allowed for that matter, to be in Army Ranger School. And 2 incredibly tough and incredibly impressive women just graduated. And let me tell you, they didn't hold back the standards for that Army Ranger School. They kept everything consistent with what the challenges and requirements for everybody was. To lower their standards and say allow extra time or leeway or flexibility would be disrespectful to women, and they did not do that. They kept it the same. They made it just as tough, just as intense and crazy, and these 2 women made it through. And holy crap, I'm in awe. I'm in awe of that. I'm not, with no disrespect, talking badly about Marine Corps boot camp, because it was freaking tough. But Army Ranger boot camp, Army Ranger School rather, it makes us look like Cub Scouts. It's freaking crazy. and they got through. Now, statistically, only 42% of people trying out for that school make it through, and out of the and 1/3 of the people have to repeat first phase. There's 3 phases, just like in our basic trainings. There's 3 phases. Each phase is an advancement and challenge. It gets harder and harder and harder. 1/3 have to repeat to get through. These 2 young ladies had to repeat first phase twice, and they persevered and they pushed through and they made it through. Now these ladies were already badasses. Now one of them was Captain Kristen Greist. She's a military police officer. Then you have First Lieutenant Shane Haver, who's an Apache helicopter pilot. These 2 ladies are already badasses. And from what I understand, they are amazing and elite athletes. They were in college and in school or whatever. They're impressive, and they made it through. Now, having gone through all that, and let me tell you, it almost kills most people making it through and graduating. Having been through all that with the guys, not lowering standards, getting through it, persevering, and still pushing through. They have graduated, and they are now not allowed to be in combat, as to be in the infantry, as an Army Ranger. The very thing that they just went through, barely got through alive, which is all geared towards war. It's all geared towards fighting in combat. They can't be in combat through politics and red tape and idiotic mind frames of certain people out there in our world, thinking that women can't do it. Well, I'm telling you right now, I personally have worked with women mostly in all my years of personal training, prepping people for shows, prepping people for events involving rigorous Ironmans, triathlons, marathons, things that involve just as much mental as physical endurance. And I've personally witnessed women overcoming and achieving anything a guy can do. Sure, through physiology, there are women who are, most women are not as physically strong on an anatomical level, but they can get, you put any challenge in front of them and they will achieve and overcome. They have the will and they will do it with the proper training. And I'm not saying that all women can do anything. I'm saying with the appropriate training for the particular event or whatever they're trying to achieve, they can do it. Just, for instance, the fireman's exam up here in New Hampshire was considered to be an extremely vigorous and crazy exam. I know of a woman who pushed through that. She said she wanted to die, but she pushed through and she got through it. Anything can be done. I've seen it. So these two women, these two soldiers, made it through. And because of the mentality of some people thinking it's all emotional, it's all related to emotion and hormones, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I know more guys who are more of an emotional mess who are in the military than women. You can't base it on emotion. They do have, there is mind frames in relation to if they got captured. Would they give up? Would they break? Whatever. You can't go by that. It's if you're gonna make it through something like a Ranger school and get through what you have to get through, which, mind you, is they take you to the brink of death. I'm telling you right now. In combat, you're gonna fight to the end, and if you're captured, you're gonna die doing your job with honor. So you can't associate or connect anything of the emotional context is with an argument as far as not letting women in the military. Now they are in the process of changing some things. Well, some things are in effect as far as allowing women in particular roles in the military of all branches, infantry being one of them. And we'll all know that for sure within the next year, hopefully. And these two young ladies need and should be there. I am extremely proud of them, and I am proud to have been in the military and to witness what they just achieved. All right. So I guess what I'm trying to say is women can do anything if they set their minds to it and they train correctly. So don't ever underestimate a female, as you all know, through many other reasons. But as in relation to anything connecting or in comparison to men, they can do anything we can. All right, I'm out. These videos are getting longer and longer. I hope you all have a great week. Smash it at the gym. Take no prisoners. And I'll see you guys all next week. Crush it.